Devil Wears Prada just dropped their version of an angry throwback track, and I gotta check it out. A couple of months ago, Prada dropped their album Flowers, and it was a little controversial among fans of the band. A lot of people saying that this is kind of their soft rock era. They've gone a little bit too radio friendly, especially after how sick Color Decay was. I have to admit, I haven't actually heard the entire album yet. I have a copy of the vinyl around here somewhere. I haven't even opened it. I've just been so busy with real life stuff. But I've heard this secret track was included on the vinyl and physical releases of this album, and I hadn't heard it yet. And they just dropped, the streaming version, music video visualizer or whatever for this. And it's kind of it's in the vein of Architects Seeing Red, if I'm understanding correctly. So I'm really excited to hear this one because, as much as these tracks are kind of tongue in cheek and oh, here you go, everyone, have the heavy thing, you cavemen, but as much as it is kind of that kind of track, they do kind of hit though. They do kind of hit. So I'm excited to hear that kind of ferocity from Prada again. And let's just go check it out. But before we do, I'd love to ask you to join the community and subscribe. We love discovering and checking out great new music just like this, and we'd love to have you. Whoa! Man, Mike sounds great. Nice. Little meta, huh? More kind of a throwback to I'd say Dead Throne era maybe, or Space EP. Also reminds me of the Zombie 2. Not heard lows from Mike like that in forever. Still got a pretty catchy chorus though. Oh, we're not done. I'm not grateful that trusting the truth, 'cause you don't know me, and I don't owe you. Woo! No. You don't know me, and I don't owe you. Oh my god. What the heck, dude? Oh, we're not done. You don't know me. It got heavier. Oh. That was the Devil Wears Prada with their new track, Play the Old Stuff. Let's break it down. I mean, come on. I mean, how could you not like that? If you're a fan of old Prada, that was so good. It really felt like a throwback to, like, not necessarily like early Prada, like Plagues or like Roots, but more so like the mid 2010s kind of stuff, you know, like Dead Throne and after till like, you know, The Act, maybe. Really atmospheric and heavy and hard hitting, but with like this still crushing and thick guitar tone and not like super riffy. But boy, Mike was throwing it down. We got lows, got some really nice mids and highs from him as well. That was honestly one of my biggest like ihs about the songs from the new album. Just didn't feature Mike enough, you know. Mike is one of my favorite parts of this band. I think he has such a unique voice, artistically and literally. I think he just brings something to this band that not a lot of other bands have. You know, he has this kind of spoken word poetry influence. He has this kind of artistic weirdness that I think is at the core of what I like about Prada. And so when they don't feature him, you know, as much as Jeremy, and as much as I like Jeremy, you know, when they don't feature Mike as much as Jeremy, you know, it just feels a little hollow for me. Like it's missing, you know, one of the key ingredients. And so this track, you know, really putting Mike in the spotlight here, giving those really catchy choruses to Jeremy, I think is a winning formula. And as much as this track is kind of tongue-in-cheek, in the same vein as Seeing Red, you know, they're talking about the legacy of the band and how, you know, this heavy stuff is a part of them and how it's, you know, a part of who they are because that's how they grew up and that's where they've been for the past 20 years. You know, at the end of the day, we don't know them and they don't owe us, you know. In some sense, you know, they are just making what they want to make. And that's what they're going to do. You know, we can't control them as fans, you know, and we don't really know them as people. And so I understand the frustration that artists like this have when, you know, it feels like they're tied down to an older sound that they want to maybe have moved past from at this point. But I don't know. You like what you like. And I don't blame fans for wanting, you know, similar things to what they've come to know and love. But I also don't blame artists for wanting to evolve and change and do different things. I just feel like there's sometimes a good balance to be had there between those two things. And, you know, the albums that I think are the best are the ones that strike that balance between respecting the heritage and the legacy of a band and where they've come from, but still pushing forward into the future with new sounds and new ideas. Now, I don't expect this track to be like a, you know, what's to come from Prada. I don't expect, you know, the next record to be like dummy thick, you know, or anything like that. But I am glad that we got a little taste of heavy Prada in 2025 and 2026. Because I can't lie. This is some of my favorite stuff. Let me know what you guys thought of this track in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and what version of Prada is your favorite. What era do you like most from this band? They've had a lot. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If you haven't seen my last video, I just want to say thanks again for, you know, sticking around with me, you know, while I've been gone for like a couple months now. But we are so back. I've got things figured out in my real life, and I feel like I have the right headspace to be recording again. And I'm doing a bunch of videos and got a lot of things coming up. Really exciting stuff for 2026. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of that good stuff. But that's going to do it for me today. I'll see you in the next one.